All right, thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. I'm inviting you today to just listen in as I speak with my colleague Sarah Cummings about a look behind her investigation in this week's Behind the Investigation. Sarah, I understand you've been digging into South Fulton. This is the second piece that you've done on this new municipality and more issues concerning the government there.
Yeah, this is one of the newest cities in our Metro Atlanta region. This May will actually mark 6 years of cityhood for South Fulton. It became its own city. Originally, it was an unincorporated part of Fulton County, and it seems like, you know, their motto is City on the Rise, and it just seems like for the last year, according to neighbors, attorneys, and some council members, it feels like it's been known mostly for its controversy. And as you mentioned, this is part 2 of our story. This looks at the division between the mayor and city council, and there's quite a lot of concerns and pushback among residents. So I want to let you watch where this focuses on Mayor Khalid Kamau.
Since its 2017 founding, South Fulton has been known for its motto, City on the Rise. But for the past year, it's known for controversy.
Regardless of who is at fault, I am still concerned that an environment existed where those things could happen.
A top lieutenant resigned after allegations of drinking on the job, mishandling evidence, and misconduct. Its police chief accused of retaliation against those who spoke out. Its council and mayor divided. Its state representative frustrated.
And I do see the city somewhat as my child. You know, I worked for 10 years trying to put this together. So I have no qualms with saying, if you don't fix it, then I will.
To celebrate South Fulton's 5th year of cityhood, Mayor Khalid Kamau paid for this TikTok using city dollars on the dancers, plus their tuxedos.
Even if it wasn't unlawful or illegal, at the very least, was it improper?
I don't think it was improper. All of my expenses are reviewed by multiple people.
Despite not admitting any wrongdoing, the mayor would have to reimburse the city. The district attorney is investigating overall spending by multiple city leaders, including the mayor. But a document obtained by Atlanta News First shows an internal audit already found charges from leaders, city credit cards connected to a student loan, a store membership, and payments to a voter outreach firm. It came as Mayor Kamau was questioned for his expenses and failure to turn in his receipts.
You're used to deadlines, you're used to time constraints, and you weren't turning in those receipts in the proper timeline expected of you. Why not?
Well, like I said, I never had the staff.
For some neighbors in ongoing city council meetings,
this current administration has failed us.
Anger and disappointment toward leadership only mounted.
A new council, a new mayor, and just start all over again because you all are not doing a good job with the city of South Fulton.
They're not alone. The city's Parks and Rec director would cite the concern in his resignation last year, writing he disliked the politics, lack of trust, supportive leadership, unethical practices, abuse of authority, and unprofessional, inappropriate interactions from mayor, council, adding the toxic environment and negative perception of South Fulton kills the morale, motivation, and more importantly, discourages external candidates.
I think that our council is somewhat divided, but if you really get out and talk to the citizens, they are united. There is a debate about what kind of city we're going to be.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Mayor Kamau took office in January 2022. He then called for the resignation of the city manager, the attorney, and the clerk. None resigned. Council subsequently passed a resolution to publicly denounce the mayor's actions. By summer, after accusing the police department of corruption, its city council accused the mayor of misinformation. After, the city would ultimately pass a unanimous vote of no confidence in its elected official, a move to obtain separate counsel to legally address misleading allegations harmful to the good order of South Fulton.
Where do we want to be? What do we want to be known for? I would prefer to see things be different.
Wow. So obviously a lot to unpack there, Sierra. Where do things stand right now?
That's such a good question. You know, all of this is unfolding, and in the last couple of weeks, which we've reported, the city manager ended up making similar claims. This story looks at hostile workplace and retaliation claims, and during our investigation, a lawsuit was filed by some of those people that had previously made claims, and then the city manager sends out an internal memo kind of reiterating the things she's experienced. So on top of these two investigations where we looked at the police department and the mayor and the division between city council, you've got the city's own city manager saying, hey, I'm facing some of the same things. So we're going to learn the status of her employment right now. But overall, the city, new sworn city council members and the mayor, they said they want to put the drama behind them. So we'll just have to see. But as I mentioned, that lawsuit, there is a federal lawsuit that the city faces for claims of hostile workplace, retaliation, and corruption. And so another thing we're watching is to see when the city files a response to that federal lawsuit. Obviously, publicly, though, they have denied allegations of wrongdoing.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, you know, what they say in that response, of course. How's the community responding?
Well, you know, there are people that want to see South Fulton thrive, as they should. They're neighbors. This is a community that they wanted to see come together for the last 10 years. And so it's really interesting to get some of the feedback. There are people that don't believe some of the allegations against some of the city staff. There are some people that have been advocating for the chief, saying that he's doing a fantastic job and we don't believe any of the complaints. There are people that are on the mayor's side and say, like, he is just not a traditional city figurehead and he does things differently, but that doesn't mean he's doing anything wrong. And then you have people that are supporting city council who say, hey, these are the people that are actually on the ground doing the work and we stand by them. So it kind of depends on who you're asking, but overall, this seems to be a community that is very invested. People show up to city council meetings, it's packed, people are trying to find places to sit, some people are waiting to come in outside of the city council meetings, so people are definitely committed and wholeheartedly invested in wanting to see South Fulton become its motto, that city on the rise.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Investigative reporter Sierra Cummings joining us with a look behind the investigation this week.
All right, thank you.